What are you looking forward to about your first bowl as Fresno State's head coach?
Well, you just hopefully we find some time to enjoy ourselves. We've had a couple really good weeks of prep. We got 11 practices in Fresno. We wrapped one up this morning in the rain a little bit. Headed out, but hopefully we can put an exclamation point on the 2025 season, and especially the seniors that we have in this group.
What are your initial impressions of Miami, Ohio?
Really good football team, well coached. I've gotten to know Coach Martin through the coaching ranks. I met him years ago when he was the head football coach at Grand Valley State. Had actually an opportunity to work for him at Miami of Ohio years ago. I know he's been an offensive coordinator, he's been a defensive coordinator. You watch him on film, very well coached, good football team, very competitive. We're going to have to play really well to have any success.
What does it mean to you to be in a bowl game your first year as an FBS head coach?
Well, hopefully it's a sign of good things to come. The players are in this opportunity. There was a lot of new, going back a year, new staff, new faces, some new players joined us. And to see the alignment, to see the continuity that this group's come together with, and for us to be able to play our best football late in the year, especially in the month of November, I think says a lot about their willingness to listen, their willingness to continue to develop.
How do you feel about being in Tucson in December, and more than that, with a bowl sponsored by Snoop Dogg?
Well, it's a little unique. I kind of makes me smile every time I think about it, because I think most people don't realize, the longevity that Snoop Dogg's had. I told the team that I remember back in 1991, 93, listening to his Chronic album. And so, it's been decades now that he's been a, entertainer, a performer, and someone that has a huge name and a huge following. So it's exciting. Hopefully we get an opportunity to bump into him along the way.
A lot of families with you. How important was it for you to create that Christmas atmosphere for your staff?
Very important, and probably even more important for my wife, to make sure that we do have a large number of young people that are part of this program, young coaches with young kids, and for them to feel like that they can still celebrate Christmas. We encourage families to pack Christmas with them, so tomorrow morning they can celebrate in their rooms or wherever it might be.
What's your kind of game plan? Not all bowl games fall on this week, but you have, the major holiday, but also, get to business Saturday. How do you plan that?
We think we have a good plan. Right now, tomorrow afternoon, we'll get together and have kind of a practice. We'll have another kind of official practice on Friday as well, get back into game mode. Tomorrow, we're going to push everything as late as we can, give them the morning to sleep in, Christmas brunch. I know, just anticipate there's a lot of families that came down as well. And so for our players, for our staff, for our coaches, to be able to spend as much time with their families as possible over the holiday, I think they've all deserved that, but also let's have some fun at the same time.
Lastly, just the importance of sending out the seniors the right way. You have such a big senior class.
Well, I think that's, since we kind of hit November 1st, that's been the priority for this group, is making sure that our seniors go out the right way. We have 25 plus seniors. Tremendous young men. A lot of them bought into what we were doing as a program a year ago at this time. I showed up in Fresno, and I was watching bowl prep a year ago, trying to evaluate the staff and the roster and those things. And for them to buy into what we're doing, we owe it to them. They've done a really good job. They're a great representation of what our program is and what we're building in Fresno.
What kind of game do you expect Saturday?
I think it'll be a hard-fought physical football game. Just watching Miami of Ohio, we're trying to build this thing from the trenches out. And I see Coach Martin doing the same thing. They want to be really good up front at the offensive line, defensive line. And, I think as you watch bowl games, it's the team that makes the fewest mistakes that generally wins, but also the team that wants to be there. And I know from just the last 2 weeks and the 10 or 11 practices we've had, I can tell our kids are excited about being here in this bowl this year.
You talked about kind of your connection to Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
Their coach. Can you talk about that a bit more and what it's like to coach against?
Well, I met Coach Martin years ago when he was the head coach at Grand Valley State. Interviewed for a job with him at Grand Valley. Had opportunity to go with him when he took the Miami of Ohio job. Got to know him even better when he was a coordinator at Notre Dame. And so it'll be good to see Chuck, at some point If it's Saturday before the game or whatever it is. Got a ton of respect. He's done an unbelievable job at Miami of Ohio. He's been really successful everywhere he's been.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.